Elon Musk promised us this. Teslas coming onto a sled, going down to a super fast tunnel, and then whooshing away in a wormhole. That's how he described it. Isn't that right, Musk?
Wormholes. It's just like you drop down the worm, like you're driving around. Oh, I need to get to the other side of LA or New York, whatever. Drop down the wormhole, pop out the other side, and then you can just drive normally. I mean, I think this is like really a panacea.
So he promised cars flying around in a tunnel, doing 200 kilometers an hour, 124 miles per hour. So not only cars, but also shuttles. So let's see what he delivered. What the hell is this? A Tesla? Driving in a tunnel? Is this slow motion? Did somebody slow down this video? No? Nobody? The cars are only moving 25 miles per hour? Only 40 kilometers per hour? But you said 200 kilometers per hour. 124 miles per hour. That is 500% slower than he promised. 500% in 2018. Okay, forget the speed. Let's look at the sled. There was supposed to be a sled that works like an elevator that takes you down and then you whoosh away in a wormhole, right, Musk?
Drop down the wormhole, pop out the other side.
Let's look at that. Did he deliver on that? Okay, so that looks like a sled.
You can't go off the track.
So he delivered on the sled. Oh, well done, Musk. I knew you could do it.
The tunnel is a bit daunting. It's only 12 feet in diameter, so it's much more claustrophobic than most transportation tunnels.
We'll be able to go like 150 miles an hour if we want.
So we just saw that they had sleds, but it wasn't exactly sleds, it was like guided wheels. And then 2023, this is what we see. It's just regular Teslas driving inside of a tunnel. So no sleds, no guided wheels, just regular Teslas driving in a tunnel. Huh, interesting. Let's go to the next promise. Let the genius speak.
That fast, what's to prevent it from crashing into another car ahead of you? That's what I worry about that.
Because the autopilot has radar and cameras that will automatically slow you down before you impact another car. You would only be allowed to go through the tunnel on autopilot.
Did you hear what he said? Let's repeat it one more time.
The autopilot has radar and cameras. You would only be allowed to go through the tunnel on autopilot.
So he said autopilot would drive you and you would only drive with autopilot in the tunnel? Huh, let's see. So this is a reporter that went for a ride. Let's see what she says.
It can move up to 4,400 people an hour. It's not autonomous. When you jump into your Model X or Model 3, there's still a human behind the wheel. And even when
So did you hear what the reporter said? Let's hear her again.
It's not autonomous. It's not autonomous. There's still a human behind the wheel.
I swear it's not that hard.
It's not autonomous.
Elon is an inventor and a maverick entrepreneur, one of America's youngest billionaires.
Genius, billionaire, playboy from it.
When critics say you can't do this, your answer to them is, we've done it.
It's not autonomous. There's still a human behind the wheel.
How do you honestly feel about this thing?
Me?
Yeah.
It has potential.
I was gonna say, it feels like a subway with extra steps.
Yeah, that is true.
It is.
But Tesla showed us doing 100 miles an hour in a tunnel. This is just a prototype, like a test. And I will show you why they will never drive this fast in a tunnel. And I mean never, even though they're doing it right in front of my eyes. I'm such a hater. They showed us that it's possible. No, it's not. This is why.
Tire blowout on Interstate 4 caused a crash that killed the driver this evening. This happened just after 6 o'clock near the Branch Forbes Road exit.
So imagine driving 100 miles an hour in a tunnel and this happens. Genius, Elon Musk. Pure genius. You want to do that in an electric car? Let's see why that is a bad idea.
Over 6,000 gallons of water to extinguish the flames emitted from this Tesla Model S. The Sacramento Metropolitan Fire Department sent 3 fire engines, a water tender, and a ladder truck to help a vehicle stranded on California's Highway 50.
EVs can be especially dangerous when they catch fire.
There have been some really high-profile fires at homes in the United States, parking structures in Europe and in China.
If that vehicle's in your garage and it's charging and this problem occurs, will likely take the car and the garage and potentially the home.
These two guys were doing 100 miles per hour in a tunnel. A tight, small tunnel. Imagine this happening. What problem was he trying to solve? Let's look at that.
Traffic is soul destroying. It's like acid on the soul. It's horrible. This is, I think, finally, there's something that I think could solve the goddamn traffic problem.
So the best genius of our time thought one line with a few cars would solve traffic problems. This was approved by Musk. This has his stamp of approval. Oh my god, I love this guy. So in his brain,
I think
one line fixes traffic problems.
Finally, there's something that I think could solve the goddamn traffic problem.
Hey Elon, look at all those wormholes. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wormholes. Just cars zigging along. How did he think this was a good idea? One line, one wormhole as he calls it. I mean, look at this traffic jam. I mean, let's give it up. He's a genius, right? So he solved traffic problems. What an amazing job. He made one line instead of 8 lines, and this will solve traffic. I have to show you this. You won't believe it. You have to see this. Traffic jam. Oh my god, you can't make this shit up. Who would have thought that we would have a traffic jam in a one-lane tunnel? Who could have thought that? Greatest inventor of our time. Blocked by traffic. Are you starting to wonder if this guy is really a genius? Cause I am. I mean, is this really the greatest mind of our century? Everybody keeps telling him he's a genius, but I mean, just look at facts and promises. I mean, am I wrong here? Please write in the comment section, cause everybody keeps telling me he's a genius.
Elon is an inventor and a maverick entrepreneur, one of America's youngest billionaires.
How I describe myself? Genius, billionaire, playboy from it.
What else has he promised?
Tesla car next year will probably be 90% capable of autopilot. Like, so 90% of your miles could be on auto. You know, for sure highway travel.
We're probably only a month away from having autonomous driving, at least for highways and for relatively simple roads. Like a Model S and Model X at this point can drive autonomously with greater safety than a person right now.
End of next year, self-driving will encompass essentially all modes of driving and be at least 100 to 200% safer than a person by the end of next year. We're talking maybe 18 months from now.
I feel very confident predicting autonomous robotaxis for Tesla next year.
I'm extremely confident of achieving full autonomy and releasing it to the Tesla customer base next year.
When do you think Tesla will solve level 4 FSD?
I mean, it's looking quite likely that it will be next year.
Oh man, it didn't go through.
Really fundamental message that consumers should be taking today is that it's financially insane to buy anything other than a Tesla. It'll be like owning a horse in 3 years. I mean, fine if you want to own a horse, but you should go into it with that expectation. If you buy a car that does not have the hardware necessary for full self-driving, it is like buying a horse. And the only car that has the hardware necessary for full self-driving is a Tesla. Like, people should really think about their purchase. Any other vehicle. It's basically crazy to buy any other car than a Tesla.
So let's recap what he promised and what he delivered on the rope. Here's a checklist. So he promised 120 miles per hour, 200 kilometers per hour. Then he promised cars driving on sleds. And then he promised full self-driving or autopilot. And he promised no traffic jam. So well done, Musk. 100% failure.
Take care now.
100.
Bye-bye then.
Genius.
Loser.